339. Yeah, I'll just keep track of what we got going until you get back and back. Yeah. I'll just record what you miss. No worries. I'll get the first few couple things and fill you.
Because I have to undo all of this. I'll just.
Okay.
That's okay.
Call this meeting to order of the Hawarden City Council. It is a regular City Council meeting on Wednesday, June 10th, 2026. It's 5:30 p.m. in the City Council Chambers Room. Standard agenda items: 1A, approval of the May 27, 2026 regular meeting minutes.
So moved.
Moved by Clucky, second by Boza. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Opposed? Okay. Passes 3-0. We are missing councilpersons Trevor Skelling and Christy Warner tonight. We've got Derek Allen on the telephone with us. So we do have a quorum. Item 1B is approval of the June 10, 2026 claims for payment.
So when you guys go through this, I will just need you guys to strike check number 66339 in order to approve this. And your motion for that.
I'll make a motion to approve claims for payment, striking 66339.
Correct.
Okay, Boza with the motion, second.
Second.
Second by Clucky. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Passes 3-0. At this time, we have open business from the community. John.
Good evening. I'm John Grease. I still reside in Hawarden. And first off, I want to say rest in peace to Rocky Waterman. You will be missed. And I want to address the inconsistencies on having a public meeting to sell or vacate property that the city owns. When I requested an open meeting for that plotted paper street that dead ends to my property from Avenue D, and its only purpose in existence is to serve my property so that it has access to a street. The council voted no to having a public meeting on that. No reason was given by either council member that voted no. And then last week, the council approved a open meeting for the sale of land for a lot down in the industrial site. So I wanted just to document the inconsistencies with that. And note that no maintenance has been done to that paper street by the city. Nothing has been done to it. It has not been opened. I think it's been plotted in the Johnson edition of Cali Oak Village for at least 50 years. And when I talked to the city, they said that they would maintain it. And again, as I said before, I told them I don't need it maintained because the person that wants to buy a 1-acre lot from me up there, that is up there on the north end of that property, is not going to move into town or begin building for a year to a year and a half. The city council expressed concern that I was or would become a hoarder of land. I can assure you, by all that is holy, I have no desire to mow more grass. And that's about the limit of that. You know that I have I can't do anything with the land now. And if you were to come up with a reversion clause that you would sell me that street, and if I didn't, or the builder or whoever didn't build on the private property within whatever time frame you guys decide, if that's the way you were going to go, then you would take that street back, which of course would then be removing access to a public street. So it's sort of silly. And the city has said that, like I said, that they would do maintenance on it when I wanted. So that leads me to believe that they're waiting for me to tell them when to do maintenance. I don't really want to be in control of the maintenance on streets in town, but that's fine. And I asked for a written maintenance plan for that street, since the city said it's up to me, just let us know and we'll do it. I wanted a written maintenance plan, as I told you before at council, that city refused to give me a written plan. I don't do much on verbal agreements unless I've known you for years and years and years, and it's a small price to pay if it doesn't happen. But my strategy, because I don't believe that the city staff has the authority or ability to open up an unopened street. I think that's the council's purview. So I might be wrong, but I don't believe that's true. And I think, like I said, the selling of it based upon an agreement, a reversal agreement where you get the street back if something isn't done within time frame, that it would be a violation of the Constitution, because it would be a taking, okay? A regulatory taking of my property, the value. It would make it valueless if it had no access. Now, you can argue and say, well, John, you own all the surrounding property. The person that buys that 1 acre lot isn't landlocked, because instead of going 120 feet and ended up on Avenue D, they can drive 2 blocks from an easement onto your other land and reach 23rd Street. So that's perfectly reasonable. And you guys can maintain that 40 by 120 foot street in perpetuity. Now the next topic I would like to talk about is the city administrator. He straightened me out. Kudos to you on this. I wanted a time frame put in for meetings between zoning and the planning commission, as we had in January 2022. There was a meeting, 2 hours difference between those two. I was like, how did this happen? It's in the ordinance that you can't do that. And the attorney, if I recall correctly, said that they didn't, nope, city didn't do anything illegal. So there's question, okay, well, if that's the case, finally, as I'm getting through to do this stuff, bring it up to you, is I wanted a time frame put in. So it couldn't happen again. Give me a minimum of 5 days. In the ordinance regulatory, it was in prior to November 2001, before resolution to the zoning ordinance was put in place, resolution 740, which totally gutted that requirement. It gutted it. And that resolution 740 was passed in November. The meeting in question took place in January, and it was perfectly legal, because resolution 740 gutted the zoning ordinance requirement. It gutted the requirement, Iowa Code 414, that you have a reasonable amount of time. It doesn't give you any days, the Iowa Code. It just says a reasonable amount of time. Well, 2 hours difference, that is not reasonable. But because the ordinance was passed again in November of the prior year, 2021, it gutted it. You could have a meeting 6 minutes past, didn't matter, because there's no requirement. But then, and unbeknownst to me, the ordinance that gutted, or the resolution 740 that gutted the zoning requirement to have that time difference, was modified again. The ordinance, it was realized, whoever realized it, but the city administration at the time, Zwanda, brought it up, hey, this ordinance is not in compliance with Iowa Code 414. We made a mistake by removing it. We need to put it back. So with ordinance 742, which was passed in June, I think, I don't know, around that time frame of 2022, all that stuff was put back. There's still changes that ordinance, follow me, the ordinance or resolution 740 made, you guys approved the changes that it made to the zoning ordinance, but those changes haven't been made. So if you look at the ordinance, how you read it now, and you see the approved changes that you made through resolution 740, it says to change, let's say it, the side steps or whatever it is. It's not made in the ordinance. So all the changes that you guys authorized haven't even been made in there. And I'm going to say kudos again to the city administrator. Is catching up just fantastically with getting these ordinances updated on the website so people can look at it and it's not 5 years old. Those guys are doing great work. I thank you on that. So I don't have any more care about putting in a time frame on those meeting requirements because, as Jacob said the last meeting, it's already in there. And it is in there because Resolution 742 corrected it. And thank you for pointing that out to me. And I just don't understand. How can it happen? You have 3 readings of something, and did anybody even look? So please, just pay attention to what comes in front of you. Thank you.
Okay. We'll move on to the mayor's report. There actually isn't one tonight, so we'll go to staff reports. Jacob.
Yeah, I got nothing new for this meeting.
Okay. Travis.
Tomorrow we have a walkthrough of the landfill with our engineer that does our testing out there and 2 members from the Iowa DNR to discuss ending our post-closure requirements. So looking forward to that. Hopefully everything goes well and we can end our post-closure of the landfill. Just means we have to do 1 annual inspection, keep the grass coverage, and just maintain the area, but there won't be any more testing that needs to be done. Concrete was poured in the park for the storm shelter. We'll give that a week to cure, and then we'll get the storm shelter moved into the site. So that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you. Misty.
Nothing to report.
Okay. Jenny.
Nothing, thank you.
Chief.
Yeah, a quick update on nuisance abatement. In the past 2 weeks, 49 more nuisance letters have been sent out to property owners. This brings the total number of properties addressed this year to 126. During that same time, we began the formal nuisance abatement process on 6 properties. At this point, there has been some progress to a majority of those properties, but others are going to need some additional work going forward.
Okay. Thank you for your work on that. Carol.
We did have a bit of great news. We were successful in our DNR grant application for the boat ramp. We'll get some great assistance there once we get that project moving forward. I was able to hit submit on our emergency backup generator for the water maintenance plant, water treatment plant. That's going to go ahead and move forward. I think we'll be successful there as well. I am still looking diligently for a dentist to move to Hawarden. So if any of you have a family member, sister, brother, uncle, niece, nephew, we would love to have someone. We've got putting together a great package for them. We have had some interest. We did have some look. So hopefully we can find someone. They're doing great work at the baseball fields out there. The River Bandits baseball team has done some great work out there. We were able to move some grant dollars for them. So we have some new fencing, backdrop, and sprinkler system I think they're working on now. Again, a reminder, if you want to improve your home energy efficiency, cosmetically, whatever you would like to do to your home, please let me know. I will get you an application and we'll get you some assistance for that project. That's it.
Okay, good news. I hope people take advantage of that. We'll move to council comments. Anyone on the council?
Just want to thank Carol for working on that Land Water Conservation Fund grant. She didn't tell you the dollar amount, but it was $205,000, so that'll go a long ways to develop that area, so thank you.
I would like to thank the Hawarden Police Department for their response on May 27th to the incident that occurred at the high school. It was swift and efficient, and I think we averted something that could have been very catastrophic there, so thank you.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to other agenda items, we've got a public hearing for authorizing the final disposition of real property. Do you have anything you want to say about that before we move into the hearing? Jacob? Or anyone? Carol?
We did add the clause that there had to be development on the property, it had to be completed prior to the end of 2027 at Ben's request. That was added. Other than that, the project seems to have a lot of good news about it, so I would recommend the sale.
Okay. I will declare we are in a public hearing now. If anyone would like to speak to that resolution, now is the time. Seeing none, then I will declare the public hearing closed and move on to the resolution 2026-19, authorizing the final disposition of real property.
I have a question, Jenny, just for your aspect, the legality-wise, the language that's written, would you recommend us putting it in as is? Yep.
As far as the title going as is?
Does it meet,
Property as is?
does it meet the legal requirements from us as a city to put a clause of that nature in?
Yes, and that's typically how it has been done in the past.
Okay, my next question is, it says that December 1st, 2027, and shall grant the city an option to purchase the property for $21,600 if this obligation is not fulfilled. So this property going to the chamber, they look at developing it in order to move on and sell it to somebody else. Are we still in a good legal footing if we separate them at a longer term than we would an individual landowner? And then the next question is, when the option comes up to purchase it back, and if they've put work into it, dirt work, things like that, are we obligated to buy it back, or can we give them another period of time if we choose to do that?
Sure, the second question, we're not obligated, we just have the option.
Okay.
It's not mandatory, and I don't know if I understood the first question.
Could we give the chamber a longer time period than we would give an individual property owner or an individual in the town?
Yes, I think you would want to have a reason why.
For the idea that they're going to put some time into developing it to a certain extent, and then to give whoever they sell it to time to finish the project.
Yeah, in those terms, whatever it is agreed upon, those terms can be, prior to approving, you can always come back and bring forth a resolution that amends those terms if both parties agree. That's
Okay.
not a problem.
Okay.
So as far as that, it's just the option, it's not mandatory. In the actual deed packet itself, there would be some language about a right of first refusal, just so that it's in there and couldn't be transferred otherwise.
Okay.
If there's nothing else, I'll take a motion.
I guess I did have one question on that. Is this when, or it's the next one, I think, that talks about the surveying and.
The next-
That's
Oh,
it.
down.
Yep, never mind, nothing on this then.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-19.
Okay, motion by Boza, second.
Second.
Second by Clucky. We'll do a roll call. Allen.
Aye.
Boza.
Aye.
Clucky.
Aye.
Passes 3-0. Item number 4 is the Resolution 2026-20, proposing to dispose of real property and set a public hearing for the FEMA lot.
I have this one up now, too.
This is the one Colin and Amanda Wiggins wanted to get 20 more feet to the west to add to their property, give them a little space between the development of the FEMA lots, and then it'd be essentially a swap. We would give them 20 feet by whatever that number is, and then we would gain equal amount on the north side of their property. It's been surveyed, so both property, the one the city would gain and then the one the city would give, is on the.
So, like, I have their property pulled up here. The top part of it, we have a little bit of farm ground that the city then has bid out for people that farm on our ground. And on the left side here, we have a little bit of trees, and so they would be taking on that tree section there and then lowering that property line so that we'd be getting more of that farm ground back. And that's the swap that is in question here, so.
And this is just setting a public hearing for next meeting.
So moved. Resolution 2026-20.
Second.
Okay, motion by Clucky, second by Boza. We'll do roll call. We'll start with Boza.
Aye.
Clucky.
Aye.
Allen.
Aye.
Passes 3-0. Thank you. Number 5 is a second reading of Ordinance 764, amending the zoning regulations.
Do you guys have any further questions after the explanation last meeting? Because the next item will just be set in the public hearing, so the public has an opportunity to speak on it as well.
If nothing, then I'll take a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Boza, second.
Second.
Second by Clucky. Start with Clucky.
Aye.
Allen.
Aye.
Boza.
Aye.
That passes 3-0. Moving on, is to set the public hearing for Ordinance 764, amending the zoning regulations.
Yep, just looking for a motion to have a public hearing next meeting on the zoning regulations before the final reading.
So moved.
Motion by Clucky,
Second.
second by Boza. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Passes 3-0. Item 7 is discussion on street inventory.
I just want to start this conversation, looking at streets going forward. Staff believes concrete streets, we've hit our major thoroughfares. And now we want to look at hot asphalt overlay on some of the other streets in town that are, if you look on the inventory map, it shows you the traffic flow. So I would start with some of the higher traffic flow areas in town, and then also based on their rating. Some of them are rated quite poorly. And then we would remove the seal coat, layers and layers of seal coat, and then some of the grading would have to be redone to get the slope right. But I feel the curb and gutters are in good enough shape that we can just go with a 2-layer, 2-inch overlays, and probably be able to do twice as much as you could with instead of concrete, based on cost. The first area recommending would be around the hospital. They just did a great addition, and there was discussion a few years ago about possibly doing that in concrete when we did Avenue L, but that did not happen. So I think asphalt would be really good around there as well. There's 4 blocks around there, and then out on M to entrance on Highway 10. That gets quite a bit more traffic with the clinic being moved to where it is now.
To the east side.
And then the second phase, or maybe all at once, would be Falcon Drive. That's another high traffic, poor street rating area. And then from there, it's kind of up to your, well, it's all your decision, but, you know, moving forward, we could kind of rate these areas, and if you see a different area that you'd like to see done too, we can add to this list, but it'd just be nice to get a 5-year, 10-year plan, and this is how many
So
we're gonna do. And
When
just,
would you plan this first one?
more discussion will be had on how to pay for this and where the funds will be coming from. And if it's all right with you, I'll go get some different estimates from engineers
Yeah,
to
I'd
see
like-
how much per block and how much we could do. And this is just kind of the initial
Yeah.
discussion on.
I'd like to know cost per block. 2 would be how we're gonna fund it. 3 would be, is this the direction we wanna move in the rest of town as well? And then 4, maybe a question you can answer now, but what's the life of that surface?
So when you do an overlay, it's going to be 8 to 10 years. You want to get another seal coat over it. And realistically, you're going to get 40 years. But our seal coating now that we have on the streets, there's never been a hot asphalt except for that road south of the school. It's just seal coat over seal coat over seal coat, and the base on a lot of them is dirt. So they've lasted 50 years, 60 years,
Oh, okay.
but
So
they're
when
in
we-
bad shape.
When we talk about looking at a timeline, like what length of timeline are we looking to do all the streets of the city? You know, do we need a 20-year plan? Do we need to break this up into parcels, 20 parcels, and have a plan to do 1 a year? That'd be my question.
And I think those discussions will come once we get the cost per block and
Okay.
financing.
Okay.
That's held up pretty well with the asphalt this last stretch we done, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I drove around and looked at that stretch that we did. It is holding up pretty well, and that's what, 2 summers through already?
probably 4.
4 summers? Yeah.
Is that the one south of the high school that you're talking about?
Yeah, that was tore out and redone,
Yep.
completely redone, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So, yep, initial discussion, and we'll move forward and keep the street topic alive. And
I do like the idea of looking at putting a plan together to get these redone. I think we have some streets that need some TLC. And I think you've identified some good locations, especially around the downtown area as well. There's some areas there that probably need it.
yeah, these areas are, I just started with the high traffic areas and low rating. So,
Okay.
We would service the impoverished, we would be able to use our impoverished status to move up on the grant ladder for those, since they're in residential areas.
Question, Travis, that area on the south side of the elementary school, would it just be a street-wide SWAT through there, or is that whole area something that the city's responsible for?
I'd be the whole area.
Okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't, yeah. You'd have to do the whole curb to curb.
Okay.
Okay. We'll have further discussion in future meetings. Item 8 is a resolution 2026-21 FEMA grant local match.
That is the local match that I need for the emergency backup generator grant. We were given a status of an impoverished community, so that moved us to the 90-10 match, so the total grant is $79,066.31. So the city's match portion of that would be $7,906.60. So that would be the maximum that we would ever be asked. We may be able to not even have to pay the 10%, but I can't promise that.
Jacob, is that something that was in our budget for that portion of it?
Out of, this will be next year's budget, and for the total amount of the 7,000, we'll be able to make that happen out of there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve Resolution 2026-21?
So moved.
Motion by Boza,
Second.
second by Clucky. Roll call vote, Allen.
Aye.
Boza.
Aye.
Clucky.
Aye.
Passes 3-0. Number 9 is our consent agenda. We've got a renewal of the Class C retail alcohol license for the Hawarden Golf Club. Also, approval of retail tobacco permits for fiscal year 26-27 for the Quick Corner, Casey's, Dollar General, Sunshine Foods, and La Hispania Grocery. Could I get a motion, please, to approve the items on the consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve all the items on the consent agenda as presented.
Motion by Boza, second by Clucky. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Passes 3-0. Thank you. We are at our last item, the meeting adjournment. I will take a motion to adjourn. Motion by Clucky, second by,
I'll make a second.
Giving them an opportunity.
I wanted to see if
step in
Derek
there.
wanted a second.
yeah. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
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 Passes 3-0. We are adjourned at 6.
I didn't want to adjourn. You got me out of a really boring Army meeting, so I was willing to keep this going.
All right. Have a good night.
It's 6:02.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Our next meeting is on June 24th.
All right. Can I get at least you guys